Maybe. Third time lucky. Is it third? Could be fourth. I don't know. As I've deleted the other ones, there's a possibility you may not know what's going on. But anyway, so my name's Vannin. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Previous words were things. Basically, stuff is occurring in here that looks horrendous. Running. Down here, all looks très horrible. There's probably natural French speakers out there, potentially, that have just watched that and cringed. I apologise. If you can hear a fan in the background, don't worry. It is just, well, if you can hear a noise in the background, then it is a fan. Do not worry, it's just hot here. Right, so in here, bad, looks horrible, is Steel Factory, but is doing other things. Up here doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's still pretty horrible, but it's not too bad, but it's all being deleted very shortly. Because I have plans, and those plans are to do what this building is designed to do, and not do what it's not designed to do. So... So, stuff has happened here and in the world of realness, as this is, I think, the third time of me trying to do this stream, and that is because I believe I have a dodgy cable that goes from my router to the back of my PC. I think, possibly. I will have to investigate shortly, but we were coming up with a plan of action that I'm still unsure about. We were looking in here because of this. I also mentioned I unlocked this and I unlocked this. So we could be making lots of things all in the same area. They need pipes. They need pipes. And they need pipes. So, what do we do? Because I need status being made so that I can make the automatic wiring. I need steel beams and modular frames so that I can make the versatile framework. And I also need rotors and reinforced iron plate so that I can make rotors. Now, technically, I have all of the ingredients to make... I can make motors in here as well because of the rotors and the state. Oh my goodness gracious me. So technically in this one facility I can make some of all of this. I'll need to write it down, but that is something that we're potentially going to do. It would require me tearing everything down and starting to rebuild it again. But I need stuff. So I already have one box of modular frames. I currently have like some boxes of this stuff and I've got some boxes of this stuff. The location that we're in is a little bit too short for me to put the boxes, so I'm gonna have to think about maybe making 2 high boxes and getting that stuff into there out of the way to then destroy everything, to then rebuild everything, but primarily as a steel factory. We'll need to look at taking the steel up, where we'll also be making other bits and pieces. Or I just pull all of the iron stuff out of here and I build the iron elsewhere and use trucks of some description. So... Oh, and I also had a build of one of these as well. Tubage. And I did a thing. I looked on the interwebs. So is that the gap that we do? Maybe, possibly. Right. This could be very interesting. And by interesting, I mean probably shouldn't be a thing. Right, so hypertubes. We have one factory here and we have another like situation going on over there. So I built a hypertube. It was fast enough with one. It must be faster with more, right? There's not a emoji for the cross symbol, but here you go. Here we go. No, it's not working. Why aren't you working? Why don't you love me? Maybe I need more gaps. Maybe they need to be closer together. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. They need to be closer together. I only got a very quick glimpse, and so I don't actually know how these are supposed to work. Are they the right way around? Well, I'm going. Maybe I should move. Wait, did I just turn around? Maybe not. There was a cave in there. Apparently there's such a thing as a cannon. I saw it on a video. I'm not sure how it works though. Well, I think I understand the principles. You put a lot of like entrances very close to each other and then it kind of like shoots you through. But going down like the slope seems to be doing enough of that as well. Picking up some speed there, aren't we? And then apparently, like, I think, like it would make sense. Need two together, one, place a tube between them, add the entrance and delete the second port. Ah. Okay. I mean, we could try that, couldn't we? It's the worst place to do it. Mostly because I don't have any. Run out of concrete? How in this day and age do you run out of concrete? Don't like you anymore. Right. that's where that ends there, and then you do on that. I could have sworn I saw it like this. I could be disgustingly wrong. I mean, I know normally am. So the entrance needs to be connected to the tube. Eh? Can you add any more of them to that? No, you can't. We place that like that, and then we stick that tube like that, and then we go that to... Well, that didn't work. Transport. Yeah, no, that doesn't seem to work, Mikey. Put it just in front and then delete the port part. I'm not sure I'm following you. Like that, leave it alone. Oh, I think I get you. See if that works and whether I need to delete out the other bit. Sort of. Can turn around. Face the other way and then press W. Don't really want to go all the way back to the steel factory just because I've been testing this. Stuck. Let go of me. Heathen. I think I follow what you were saying. Hey, Mrs. X, how are you? Power there. Oh no. I'll ask the Mikey another time. That's why you need to delete the second part. I now understand that bit. So I have miners back over there. If you have at all been following the lunacies of myself... Oh, I made another thing over here. It's the way forwards. Or the way down, in fact. If you just have like a pretty much a straight line going down, by the way, you like launch out the other end. Exams. Ugh. Disgusting things. If you have at all been following, like I was saying a minute ago, following the lunacies of myself, you will know that I am attempting to make a train station / iron factory. That makes any sense whatsoever? Probably not. But this is the basis of it. I'm thinking that this layer, or round about this kind of layer, the way I'm like doing it, maybe a bit higher, will be the train station, because I'm realizing this height is a not that far off the height of trees, and I don't really want to have to deal with trees. So yeah, I'll need to go a bit higher. That's not a problem at all. So we'll get to round about where we are. So like where, just past the fart rocks to these trees there, in a line there, the three of them, and there's two further on. And then we'll need to like turn, and I'm going to have a play around, not promising anything, about being able to turn. I believe it is something to do with these fellas here. Oh, hello. What happened there? Something was occurring. I need to stand on it. hello. Yeah, there we go. I figured it out. Right. There's a thing with this that you can change how things are placed down by holding down the left control and then using your mouse wheel, and that then allows you to turn. So if I was then to place that like that, and then I chose that then gives me another thing, another snap spot. If I change the materials, because I have a feeling that you're going to have a bit of fighting. How do people make the really nice... I've got sticky outy bits. Do I need to go further out? That doesn't take you out very far, does it? So I don't think we go that way. Maybe I have to do that. Then do that? Does that seem like a thing? That can't be it. It has to go out on the side, surely. Must do. So if we place one there, like that. Now, do you go 3 wide? Like that. What do? You just put up with the... If I change that to that, I mean, like, it works. Because you're now going in another direction. But you know, I have this one. You're supposed to use like a half foundation. I mean, that would make sense. I don't have any. I am not that smart. Well, that's the thing, and I'm going to leave that there because no doubt I'm going to forget that. So I'm going that's the thing. By the way, people, this is the thing. That could be game changing. Still doesn't take away from the fact that there is a rock here. And effectively I'd have to go from my... Unless I utilize the middle of the rock and then bring the train down and then split the train around the rock. That could be a thing. There's a dirty great big thing behind it. Either way, that is not for today. Would need to be quite high, wouldn't it? And that's not a problem. It's just doable. Shame there's a thing there. So, I think if we also go further out, then we could... I mean, down here is allegedly going to get changed, but I don't know about how much. And the thing is, if I do this here, I could make some steel over here. Because there is a pure coal node up there, and then don't know what's going to change over there. But update 8 is coming very soon, so I mean, I suppose we're going to find out. We have coal over there, so we could actually do some steel here, and then have the other location as doing like pure steel. So that then means that we need to do a Mikey. And that is to put everything in boxes and hand feed materials until we have enough to satisfy the gods of the elevatorness. Right, I may as well do that. I think I've got everything growing over the other side, apart from some of the other bits that I have over here. Right, let's make some space elevator bits. Well, before we go over there to make the other two, we could make the smart plating here, couldn't we? What do... Smart plating requires 2 rotors and 2 reinforced iron plates. Make rotors, so we need screws and iron plate. Screws, screws, screws. What's it need, Ian? 20 iron rod and 100 screws per minute. Right, that's right, isn't it? So cast iron screw is see you later, Mr. Sex. Running. Like, as in running. Are you well? So that's going to do 15. Glad to hear it. So what I'm doing here is getting us our the stream the other day made me very aware that I do that an awful lot, by the way. The where I start saying, I'm going to do this and then make you all hold with bated breath until I actually deem that you can, like, I'm going to finish my sentence. It's only because I'm rubbish at doing this, two things at the same time. Right, so I am in the process of sorting out and I'm doing it again. I'm in the process of sorting these screws and stuff. In order for us to do the rotors, I need a power pole. This is going to make 4 per minute. Does that work? Not really, but it's going to have to do. And then I need to bring up from down the bottom. So I need to just bring things over. What do I need? 20 per minute. So logistics, let's have one of them. Let's have one of them. Let's have a splitter. Do that like that. So they're then going to come along here. And I'm going to do something funky with these. Right, again, nothing looks pretty, but it's going to work. Typical. What is that? That is a splitter. Perfect. Oh, I've put the wrong one up the top, I think. That's better. In the next patch, by the way, when you bring things down like this and then you place it, there's going to be better controls over it. So I believe, which will be nice. Right, this is the stuff that I absolutely hate. It drives me insane. So that's smart plating, and we are going to organize like this. So we are now making smart plating again, albeit very, very slowly. What are the next steps? So modular frames and steel makes versatile framework, and then automated wiring is cable and stators, and stators is that. Okay, back over the other side. Whoa. I was not meant to delete that. The hub. Right, what else do I need? Probably going to need some plates, aren't I? Let's grab some plates whilst we're here. Right, we have more platage. And I also have some minor doings over the other side as well. So we can tap that thing. I'm almost sort of like wondering whether we should just take what we currently have, put it in storage up the top, and then kind of start again. Now let's get the parts done. Yeah, let's be sensible. Let's get the parts done. And then we will move on. What's going on? This is an endless thing that I can't get out of. Brilliant. Come all the way down here to the fact that I can't get out the other end. Never thought about that when I put the other one on the other end there. Oops. Just realised I didn't change the title on this because I reused the Let's Finish the Steel Factory. Right, looks like we're going to have to run. I just stopped to change the title, by the way, because if I don't change the title now, then I'll never will change the title. I thought by building this hypertube, I would be done with having to make this tedious run. Apparently, no. I've never really used hypertubes before, but I actually quite like the idea of hypertubes. I'm not sure they work for a lot of long distance, but certainly if there's two places that you need to kind of connect together, I do quite like the idea of it. So maybe I'll have to consider that in my new blueprint, of which obviously we have now learned. We have now learnt the blueprint thing, and I will need to start. That'll come in very, very handy if we do go down the route of the pure iron, which I'm almost certain that we've got a recipe for. Yeah, certainly we've got a recipe for the old pure iron. We don't have the machine for it. So right, this modular frames and steel beams. Organization. Oh yeah, just remembered the update 8 comes tomorrow, I think. I don't plan on streaming, but what I will do is tomorrow I'll familiarize myself with I will familiarize myself with update 8 and check out what I need to do as Wednesday stream will also be Satisfactory for the time being. And then Friday we will do Diablo 4 again, I think. I had a lot of fun with Diablo 4 the other day with Hurricane and Blaze. I know it's steel. Okay, so they're going to start filling up. They're going to start like making. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it up here. Organization. Have to do that one. And I'm going to fill with that. Right, just shove all of those there. I'm going to go downstairs and grab a load of stuff. They're all pipes. Take all of them. So I had never ever thought of doing this until the playthrough that I did with Mikey and Nick. Don't think it matters which is which. Which was to set up a machine and then just have 2 boxes that you go and grab the stuff for. And it saves you having to mess around with all the others. It never even occurred to me to try doing this. So we will head up there. Now I need 500 of these, so I'm going to need, I doubt it's going to be done today. You never know. So they've got plenty there. They're just going to start pumping away and making those. Don't have enough, because I need to go and get this lot. By the way, if you delete something, whatever's inside of it will go into your inventory or into a box on the floor. Power to that, and status. Literally does not need to be that far away. Logistics, and we need a splitter. Automated wiring. power into there. Right, so what do I need for this? Steel pipes. Let's stick some steel pipes into there. This needs cable. And what else does this need? Needs wire. So I need cable, so let's go and grab a load of steel pipes, and then I can fill up on cable and wire, and I don't even need to mess around with anything else. I am going to need to start making some more steel pipes though, because I think I may have stopped. So let's fill up those ones. Right, let's go and grab a load of organization. Stick that there. Store all. Well, thanks to the mess up earlier on, we've still got like a couple of hours left to go yet. So, you never know. We might get the other bits done. Just reading a reminder in the Discord for the I have like some of the channels from places like Satisfactory and Diablo 4, Star Citizen, stuff like that. I try and like grab all of those updates and stuff and get them all into my Discord. So they give you the ability to follow certain channels, so that they come into yours. I think it's really cool. It means that you can just means that you can have your Discord and all of your, you can have all the news from all the different games that people play that are involved in your Discord all coming into one location, which I think is quite cool, especially for people like me. Don't really fancy going through every single other channel just to try and keep up to date with everything that's going on. It's tiresome. So the update that's coming tomorrow, that's experimental update 8. So there is a really good video on Satisfactory's YouTube channel where they say about making sure you do a backup. And even in the video, it tells you and shows you where the backup is for that particular game. So big reminder, make sure you do an update. Make sure you do a backup before you decide to put update 8 into play. So this game will be going to update 8. I'll be making a backup of the save, so if update 8 goes horribly wrong, then we'll be able to just go back. But hopefully it is there's no issues. Right, let's transfer all of that into there. Let's transfer nope. Yeah, there we go. So that's making 5 per minute. And that only needs 2.5. So in theory, because of the splitter, that will then do the bits it needs to do. And we're getting a few satyrs on the side. So we already have 12 and we only need 100. And how many have we got over here? So 50. So we've got 62 already and we need 500. So they obviously produce a bit faster, maybe. I don't know. Possibly. So that's full, that's full. Something around here, that's full. Yes. So that's pretty full. That's pretty full as well. Okay, so we can just leave these be to do what they are doing. And we can then go, and I think we'll go back over to the other side there and look at laying a few more foundations and planning. Because I'm going to be bringing copper in. I want to get to trucks because the more and more I think about it, are trucks actually worth that? Just that run there? I'm not sure they are, you know. And then I would like to finish this factory off. But I am going to end up increasing the size. So we currently have like 11 smelters. That's going to turn to 22. So that's that side, and then that side. Could I then potentially put 2 lines of constructors in between? Possibly. And then that will then just have downstairs, because things like the concrete and stuff, the reinforced concrete beams, I can make upstairs. Or do I just leave down here clear? Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll leave down here clear. So we'll give the ability to expand even more as we get more. So we'll have those. We'll then have those. And then I think what we're going to look at doing is, because if I go to logistics, conveyor belt 3, and so that would be 8, wouldn't it? Yeah. So they can handle 270, so we'll be having 240 coming in. I could get like maybe one more. That's up to 100%. So I could get one more of these in if I really wanted to. But I probably won't. So 22. Obviously need to underclock one of them. So I'll double the amount of steel that we have, so then it's double the amount of machines. So yes, 100%. We then go upstairs. We have the middle here that we could then have more things. What I might do is I might chop the end one off. Then if we put that one in here, yeah, that would look better. Because these are going to go. So bring the end one in there. So chop it off from there, bring it over to here. Make that one the underclocked one. Make the one opposite the underclocked one. Yeah, that will be our plan. And they take beams, so we'll need to up our stock of beams again. So we need to double our steel production. I'm even tempted to take that forward a little bit, you know. So have that like that. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't be like that at all. So that would be like that. Yeah, I like that. So I might take all of these out and line up the first one with this line. Yeah. I liked that. I can get rid of all of this. We need to make a few bits and pieces so that we actually had some stuff like moving forwards. We're going to need heavy modular frames, which is something we need from the next section because I think you need plastic. I want to say you need plastic. And upgrade all of those, and then I'm actually going to go and have a look to see what I should actually be doing. I think the most sensible thing for me to do is in here work out the iron and the coal situation. But whilst it's such a mess, I'm not sure I'm actually going to be able to do that. So Why is that only running at 25%? I have no idea. And that means it'll pump out everything from there upstairs here. They're churning out. Says. Is it short? Yeah, this isn't probably anywhere near optimized now. So why do I have that? 12.5, 12.5, that's 23, 23 plus 23. How much do I need? I need just the two. Thanks. So if I just siphon off a bit of that, I should then get these making more screws, in theory. Screws going that way is fine. So you know, there we go. A steady stream of screws happening over there now. Which then means we'll be making these, more of these. What we can do in the meantime is do that. Grab some more concrete. Yoink. Moved my mouse when I shouldn't have done. Now, big question for myself is, do I want to incorporate the surroundings, or do I want to have clean, defined lines? I think down the bottom here shouldn't really be a problem. Now, this is all very kind of temporary because I really don't know how I'm going to build a lot of stuff, or like, will I bring the iron ore all down here and then have water coming in? And what will that look like? Will I bring water in from the bottom? So if we go and have a look down the bottom, you guys will see what I mean. So, effectively, walls. So, effectively doing like this. Foundation, one high. So, kind of get what I'm doing, and then I'll probably like get a foundation a bit lower and run it under, so I then have, maybe this will go higher, so you know, maybe I will go like this, then we'll use or maybe do that. Like this. Foundations. Yeah, we come out like this, and then oh, it's in production, isn't it? Production. So that's now snapped. Smash into the wall. So you come up here like this, and then you have all of the stuff coming back through. So you do that like that. And then, I don't know. Maybe you have like that. Maybe have something going on like that. So then, I don't know. And then like that, like that, like that, and like that. So maybe I've got like these coming in like this. And I can't get through there, and I'm also pressing the wrong buttons. I mean, I actually have no idea how much water you would actually need. I think I tried this once and then failed miserably. So yeah, maybe you have something like that coming in. Maybe the door isn't there. Maybe the door is somewhere else. I don't know. Can't slide underneath there. You kind of get my my gist here of where you can have stuff coming in to different locations. Maybe these foundations go down that way. Maybe there's more that go down that way. Maybe it doesn't go all that way or that way. Maybe it comes out and then goes down to your right. Maybe it doesn't go out as far. I don't know. And then in here or in the one above, maybe. I don't know. You have your walkway where you can go out there and go and give things a coat of looking at. And down here you got all your water coming in. And then so maybe I utilize like two different setups. And this layer is where you put all of your... Pretty sure they're refineries. I'm sure that, yeah, they are refineries. So you put all your refineries in here and they go up, I don't know, 5, 6, something like that. And because all of your iron and stuff is coming from up there, that's going to come down. So you have your water coming up. So say your machine is here. So you have like a floor hole. And then so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Is it 5? I have no clue. And then you would then have like that. So you then have that coming down to go in. So you then have that like that. That goes in like that. And then that obviously into there. So if that's your refinery, you've got your water going in, you've got your raw iron going in, and the iron comes from up the top and the water comes up from the bottom. And I would imagine you wouldn't do it like going this way. You'd actually go down the run like that. You know, as many as you would need to. Yeah, I quite like that idea. And when I'm playing on my own, I very much do stuff like this, where I will like leave stuff partially built to give me that idea, just to remind me of what it was that I was thinking about. If I had any on me, I probably would actually put a sign down for all of that, but I'm pretty sure I know what that is. There's not much else reason you would do that. Yeah. Quite like the idea of that. And then we could have like a glass front down here. Maybe... organization. So can I now... walls. What could I do in that space then? Do that, couldn't I? That looks quite smart. And maybe if I like change the color a bit. something. Seems to be a different different thickness or something. And I might be able to just delete that out. Could I? Running out of stuff. I can't be bothered to run back and go and get it. I entitled this like a new tactic, and so far I've not actually utilized any like new tactic whatsoever because I changed the tactic halfway through. My original tactic is that I was going to turn the steel factory into making all of the space elevator parts, and then I had a completely different idea. Well, I mean, rather than bring that in, I guess could go like into the middle so that half of it sticks in and half of it sticks out. I mean, there's a little bit of Z fighting going on. It's not the end of the world. Foundations. Should have done that in the first place. I mean, that's not actually horrendous. And I don't even have to worry too much about thing potentially. Oh yeah, I would. I was thinking if it was well, that's the whole reason I did this, because it was not the same size as a wall. But maybe I could stick organization. Maybe there is a sign I could use. Maybe in there some description to like add a block of color going up, as opposed to like changing the color like that. I mean, what does that look like anyway? If we wanted to say, yeah, it's a different material, so therefore, so if we edited this to It doesn't really make it pop, does it? Because it's concrete. So I think our best bet would be some kind of a sign, I think. But I quite like the idea of that. Whether it be a concrete window, I don't know. But I like the way that it kind of like softens out that corner. And it's something different to just a box shape. So I've seen a couple of people using and utilizing the road barrier to be able to do things. So if you want to have something there, for instance, like a panel window, if you press and hold left control, it basically takes the position, and now that's halfway. It's now halfway down. And I could then run that. So I could run that all the way down. Very, very cool if you have, like, say a line of constructors, I say. Yeah, I don't have the cable for it, but effectively you're 3 from the edge. So say that continued on all the way down. And we did that. We want to run that all the way down. And then you had like a line of constructors all the way going down here, and you had it feeding up from the bottom here, and then it was dropping down the other side. So you literally just all nice and little contained in here. Granted, this was like half a wall or whatever there. Maybe that doesn't cause you a problem. Who knows? So that's 10, 12. So that's 14 high. So would this be a decent enough height for our trains to come up? possible. Thing is though, that's 14. Reckon a train to fit through there. Right. Traditionally change all of the railroads to like steel foundations anyway. And then, yeah, so you wouldn't even run the... You'd run it through the middle here. And then you would pick a central course. So where the bend is there, you'd then come round the bend, and there'd still be two. The difference being one train track would be on this one, and one train track would be on this one in the centre. And then what'll happen is like these would go out to meet it, and the train line would be in the centre here. So this is say the in. Yeah, because I always do it like the British way of driving. So we drive on the left-hand side. So I'd have this coming in through here. And I could keep it separated all the way through the train station then. Because there's going to be a big gap. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, Christopher. Yeah, left-hand side is normal to drive on. Yeah. Sensible. That's what it is. That's the in. This would be the out. The train would be on this line here. And then there'd be one coming from that way, or there'd be a train line heading sort of that way. And then what this would then do is it would then move in and slowly hook up with the other one. So just remind myself. That's another option as well. As I mean, if I'm not going to make roads, then maybe I'll use the asphalt for lots of different things. That makes excellent roofs because well, asphalt is tar. So where is the middle? So from this one, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be what, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, this works perfectly. Because effectively, I can't count when it's this colour. Uh-oh. Crash! It's a known bug that and I should have remembered this. It is a known bug if you change the colour from asphalt to something else, then very often you end up with that, which is it crashes. So let's just wait for it might help if I actually ask to open it. How far will I go back? A long way. A very long way. The very long way is all the way back here. Oh, that's frustrating. That is mega, mega, mega frustrating. Yeah, a little bit like that, Chris. So to catch you up, we had a rocky start because I have my PC plugged into my router via a cable, and that cable has decided earlier that it didn't actually want to work due to reasons. Not entirely sure what those reasons are. So I'm either going to have to buy myself a new cable or do something else. Pray to the gods of cables, maybe? What did I do? Did I do it on that one? Or did I do it? Yeah, I did it on that one, didn't I? So we got 10 and then we had another 4 on top. And then we get a foundation. Go to the top one. Come out a bit. And we go to the double foundation. That would be enough anyway, wouldn't it? So we then wanted to go 3, sorry, that's 3, 4. We delete that one and make it that. 2, 3. So 1, 2. Well, you're in luck then, Christopher, because I really like that game. And I plan on streaming that. I'll be streaming that this Friday. Don't know whether anybody else will be able to join me, as they're all American or Canadian. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 is this point. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this Friday I will definitely be streaming some more of the Diablo 4, and then I may sneak in another stream on the Saturday. Don't know. See what the guys are doing. They may or may not want to. After all, it is their days off as well. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of banter that goes on between us. It's a culture I try and promote, and so do the other guys as well, to be honest, as much as possible. A good, friendly, honest culture of friendship. It also means it's a lot easier to nip things in the bud, as what always happens with absolutely anybody in the world. Anybody has an issue or a problem, come out and say it. Over and done with very rapidly. be fair, we don't really have any issues or problems, to be brutally honest. So the black lines will be the what's this called? This will be where the railroad comes through, or the rail track comes through. And to like do bends and stuff, yeah, I think it's cool as well. It's 3. So you always need to work on the principle of 3. So here you've got 1, 2, 3. So I think that's 4 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. It may even be 4 for my particular one, just because of the way that I do it. But so you're coming through on the middle of this one. So then it's 1, 2, 3. And then you've got here. So the turn would then start. So you've come down 3, and then it'll be 1, 2, 3. So basically from that point there over to here would then allow, well, this point here, sorry, to that point there. You've gone down 3 and then you've come across 3. So joining there to there. Be effectively what you're looking to do. If you were looking for like just the one. But my one actually would be I crashed again. I think I'm going to rename this stream. I found all of the errors with all things computers. Now, where did this autosave? It's the same place. I don't want to build this again. But I think you get what I mean. And that height I like, so I'm just going to go and do the walls to that height. Because I like that height. Wall. Basic wall. It's like when I tried to play Lost Island and Fjorda. Gets a bit frustrating building the same thing over and over. Yeah, it does. It's the same thing with anything. There's a video that I did of how to build on Herbivore Island. It's like my most successful video I've ever done, and I hate it. I think it's probably the worst video I've ever done. That's the way it goes, I suppose. Snappy title. Laying all those foundations, just utterly tedious. The very, very cool thing about this game, like for somebody who's a building you know, fanatic or whatever you might want to call it. I don't have enough to build it, but this here is like 32 meters by 32 meters by 32 meters. So the base is 32 by 32 and it's 32 meters high. And basically in this you can build inside of this, and then you can then save that to being a blueprint, which is one of these things, he says, and he doesn't have any. Why doesn't he have any? That's very weird. Anyway, blueprints are effectively whatever you have built inside of this blueprint designer, and you can see if I let me go to where there is actually a bit more space. As you can see, it is pretty big. 32 meters by 32 meters. Now, you instantly start thinking, oh, what are these really big cool things I can make? You know, I can put like splitters on it and belts and all that. And you can. 1000% you can. But what you can also do is you can make a thing of foundations. So you can make a thing of foundations and just put it down and keep just putting it down repeatedly, one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. And that becomes really handy. Like this pad that I've put down here, if I'd have had blueprints made up for it, because I have got the materials, so I have to go and get it to set up the blueprint maker. But I'd be able to do that. So arc building is frustrating at the best of times. Satisfactory has, from what I've seen. Yeah, I've never played Space Engineers. It is something that I probably wouldn't mind having a little look around. I know my mate Mikey's played it. Arc building style is definitely frustrating. I don't think there's any easy way of like doing anything with Arc, really, to be brutally honest, with their building mechanics. But also the flip side of that, I think because the building is the way it is, one of the reasons I really like it. So yeah. There are times I do miss Arc, but I think the only way that I would start playing Arc again would purely be to just sit in creative mode and build stuff. It's so badly optimized. That's the other thing that I find frustrating with it. Such a good game, but I get frustrated with because I don't build exactly small. And yeah, maybe I could use less bits and all the other stuff. But I don't want to. Got rid of them. Right, let's go back to the other factory and go and take a look at let's go and take a look at I don't know who could get up there. Let's go and have a look, see what our progress is towards the completing phase 2. Need to move that pole. Keep bouncing into it. So 100, 200, 300. So not far off. And I need 100 of those. I'm going to turn that off. And some stators. So 1, 2, 3. So I just need another 200. To turn this one off. I can keep going, making the stators, and they can go in there. I need another 200 of them. Alright, let's go back to the other factory. I am very glad I built these tubey things. They're very cool. Unfortunately, the Blade Runners always seem to like come off your character. I'm not sure how that works. Might be a design thing, you know, stop you from catching on things. Although I kind of feel like you'd catch on the supports and also the things around you. But who's to judge? The game still is in development after all. I do get rather rapido. Alright. Let's go up the top. So that's 130 odd. I just remembered This is for the space elevator, isn't it? So, let's get around the front here. And then... basically, I'm holding down control and then double clicking, and that sticks everything in. So we can now see up in the top right hand corner, we've already done the automated watcher angle. I'm going to go over here and go and get the 130 odd that we have made up here. 132. Okay, so we now need another 200 of the frames, and we need another 300 and something of the smart plating. I'm going to leave this running so that the next time, so on Wednesday when we stream again, and I'll stream for a bit longer on Wednesday, all of the setbacks and stuff have driven me a little bit crazy. So when on Wednesday we will have had that done, we can then look at what else we need to then move into, and I will try and do some of that dreadful math stuff and actually make a decision on what we're going to do. I'm actually thinking that I am just going to make that a steel factory, and don't worry about that copper node. And if I really need that copper, I'll ship it out. I'll do something with it. It wouldn't be horrendous for up here to maybe be a train. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to do and where I'm going to put like my central hub and stuff like that. A hub for me, I'm against putting a hub here, and the reason why I'm against putting a hub here is because of the moth, because it flies down there, it then swoops up and it comes up and along here, and I don't want wild creatures flying through structures. Not because I'm worried about anything, but it looks rubbish, to be fair. Having like your wild creatures and stuff flying through bits and pieces, and you not being able to, it just doesn't seem realistic to me. 100%, Chris. The tubes are epic. I've never really played with them that much. I played them with a little bit. But yeah, no, I think you are right. More games need hypertubes. I have my power plant up there, and I've extended a power plant and made like a central hub up in that area before. I wasn't 100% satisfied with stuff because I didn't really finalize, and I didn't go quite high enough. And there are two distinct points up into there, and I need to go up to that area anyway, because actually I need to go up into that area up there, as there's a lot of bauxite up in the Red Forest, and that to me is the most logical place to build an aluminium factory. Also, aluminium, if I remember correctly, somebody said to me that aluminium might need copper, and if so, there's like 4 pure copper nodes back there. So, like I said, I don't really need to worry about that 1 copper node over there. There's 2 over here. I don't think I need it. And if I really do need it, I'll truck it over. But again, I don't think I'm going to need it, to be brutally honest. I really like the idea of doing iron down here. And I'll go all the way up to the tier of like stators and stuff like that. I've got 2 copper nodes over here, so there and just down there. There, in fact. So I could be making wire and cable and stuff like that. I've then got a route out into the desert. I can then take this on. So if we take a quick look at the map, we'll get rid of that. And we'll zoom in a little bit. So here's the desert. And we're going to use this valley or this gorge here to take out into the desert. There is a lot of resources that are out there. And I could be having little factories out there making stuff or whatever and then shipping it back. So I think our main highway is going to be through this location here. So just below us. This is going to be our main thoroughfare. I'll probably take a little look of how I'm going to set out the stations. So having a station for you to like come and like offload goods into the iron factory. The likelihood is I'm just going to be taking stuff out of the iron factory, if truth be told. So that'll go off to wherever we're going to plan on the central storage. Now this is where the coal is up here, and there's a big open area here that I could put a central storage. And as you've already seen, there is a way down from that here. So that kind of like almost ties up to what's going to come out of here. So this is going to like sweep round and come up and go and head down this route. So there's going to be like a route like that. So there'll be like a that'll be the out into the desert, and this will be the off. Now I could do like a central storage down here. So something here. So build like some kind of a structure here, where all the trains are coming in and they'll then come off down this route. Now whether they'll come down this route or whether they'll come further out and come down via the water, don't really know. But there's a lot of oil down here. And there's a couple of ways through, as you've already seen down here, that could potentially link into the train line, because there's a lot of oil nodes down here as well. So I'm going to need to have like a dedicated power plant, going to need to have dedicated rubber and plastic up here, like this lighter colour. So you can see the slightly darker colour here, and then you have this lighter colour which is more elevated up here, and this is the red forest. And there's like bauxite up over here, and there's a couple more here. So I could build like a big aluminium factory here and have that like coming. There's a slope that comes up here. So there's no reason why I couldn't have like a train line coming up here and then up into this area somehow. That's really not that hard. This is all very, very elevated, and as you can see, the colour difference is a massive drop off. So this is all like a big sweep up. So that's where we are there. So it comes up in elevation here. This is even this here. So if you bring a train line kind of like up through here, it then has a big drop off at this side. and you've got to transition an awful lot to do stuff. So I'm thinking train line comes through this way, and then you've got the desert up here, and then if you come down from the desert, you've then got you've got the crater. I think this is called the blue crater. These are the crater lakes where you do your coal power. Here I think is the blue crater, and then you have like a swamp area down here. And then there's like a big grasslands down here. So the train could kind of come down and around and meet back up. So our loop would be through here, whether the train line goes that way and around to link back up, and then could maybe come around and link back up this way, comes into the desert, comes down through the desert. The logistics this is what this game is all about, because I can try and build stuff here because there's a lot of stuff around here, but when you're splitting it, you're splitting it and splitting it and splitting it, and it can't do everything. So you have to go tapping nodes in different locations, and you need to move around, but also you need to move resources around as well. And having it where you finally have a central storage. So you've already seen with this the elevator parts up in the top right hand corner. That just gets a bit more complicated each time. Oh, ugh. I keep forgetting I don't have like any flying capabilities. So we're on tier 4, and so we're going to unlock complete phase 2. Then we're going to have phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, so forth and so on. And it gets harder from the point of view that you just need more of everything. These arrows are going to do my nutting. So I'm going to need a location to have a central storage where everything that you make goes to that location. I then try to have it so you've got a train station, so you've got multiple inlines and you've got some outlines. Then above that, you've then got a facility for storing your stuff. Above that, you've then got a way for you to then go to that storage and utilize that storage. And then on the other side, I then have it so I can then hook up different things to go out from the central storage. So I can have two different options. I can make something specifically. So say, for instance, I needed screws for a computer factory. So the central storage will have all of the bits and pieces. I might not actually ever want to store screws because you can make so many of them and it's so relatively easy to make them. And if you need to make screws for a project, you may as well just make screws for that project. But what happens if I'm going to make computers, for argument's sake, here? You know, right in this location here, for argument's sake. And I don't have any iron. I mean, I do. There is plenty of iron around. But the only iron I can utilize is out here in the desert. So do I take the screws from the desert and put them into a central storage, for instance, and then make them go out from the central storage back over here? No, I'm just probably going to make some screws for that one particular factory and find a way of getting it from there to there, probably via train. And you know, so we'll utilize it, it'll go that way, and then there'll be a line that goes towards central storage, so I'd spur off, go into that factory, dump off the screws, and then it would go back and go back out here and go and get the bits and pieces. So I need to have that flexibility, which I've never actually completed doing a train line all the way around the map. I was getting relatively close in the multiplayer game that we were playing, but couldn't get it all done. And I learned an awful lot from that. So I am going to, when I build my central storage, so I'm gonna finish off the steel, blah blah blah, do another couple of bits and pieces, and then I am the next tier effectively. So once we finish the space parts, the next tier, we're going to be able to start opening up things like trains and stuff. So I'll then try and get making enough parts to be able to start on our train line. I'll need to have upped the steel fairly aggressively, as yeah, it needs quite a lot of steel. And I'm trying to think of something really cool to do for the train station as well. So maybe utilising a way of turning round more. I don't know. There's a few different ideas I've got mulling around. The central part of our there's the moth, by the way. That's the thing I was talking about just a few minutes ago. See, comes along here, sweeps around. It's very low flying. The central part of the central storage, like base, effectively our main base, is this thing. The space elevator. Pink? Maybe not. Need to think of a colour as well. Yeah, don't really like sticking with the boring yellow. But yeah, so central thing really is the space elevator. So I need to figure out how I'm going to do that. I've always had this thing that I wanted to do where I had like the body of the space elevator was sunken down, and then like this bit here was then at the level, so it was wide enough that this was, could then fire off and stuff like that. But yeah, something that this sits within is what I'm looking for. And then I'll hook these up, and then I'll like do something a little bit hidden that's got some boxes. So when I do come to like load this, maybe I'll try and put these on some kind of stilts, have a walkway to this, and then you come up and then they're already there. I haven't come and loaded this aspect because I've already done that where I've put stuff and it's already gone into this location. So I may sort of like try and do some kind of a platform for this. I haven't bought it yet because I don't have enough tickets, but architecture, these, so the structural things, so that's a 4-meter foundation, but it's made out of steel, and you do fall through it if you don't walk properly with it. So yeah, so maybe I'll try and look at doing something, having the space elevator set on that, and then we will have like the steel going round, so you couldn't really walk on it, but the space elevator's on it, have the control panel sticking off it, and try and have a walkway walking out to it, but everything below it you can just like see down, and like a central stalk type of thing. I don't know. It's an idea I've got in my head. I'm just wondering how I can achieve it. But we'll figure something out. But that is now, well, I was planning on 2.5 hours and I got waffling for ages. So until Wednesday, when I will stream Satisfactory again. And then, as I said before, Friday will be Diablo, and keep your eyes peeled because there may be another stream on maybe the Saturday. Who knows? I've no idea. But yeah. Until then, look after yourselves, and I will see you Wednesday. Thank you very much for watching. See you later.